What does it take to turn a small-town mechanic into one of the most recognizable faces in the world of custom trucks? For Heavy D Sparks, the journey has been anything but ordinary. He's the guy who can take a rusted-out diesel and transform it into a roaring machine built to dominate the internet. But behind the viral builds, Discovery Channel fame, and larger-than-life personality lies a story that's far more complicated. From lawsuits that threaten to end it all, to rumors about a bold electric future, Heavy D's story is packed with surprises most fans never see coming. Heavy D Sparks, born Dave Sparks in Utah, didn't grow up surrounded by fame or fortune. His roots were simple, grounded in a small community where hard work wasn't optional, it was expected. As a teenager, Dave was the kid who couldn't keep his hands clean. He spent hours in shop class, building and tearing down engines, while most of his classmates were just trying to get by. While college might have seemed like the safe path, Heavy D didn't fit that mold. He left school early to chase a bigger dream, building machines that could capture attention in ways no textbook ever could. Those early days weren't glamorous. He worked construction jobs, poured concrete, and hustled wherever he could to keep his vision alive. Friends and mentors noticed something different about him, an ability to see potential in the ordinary, whether it was a clunky diesel truck or an overlooked opportunity. What started as a knack for fixing engines soon turned into a lifestyle, one fueled by grit, creativity, and the belief that even wild ideas were worth chasing. That mindset set the stage for something much bigger than Dave could have imagined. But the first break came from a very unexpected place. Sometimes, one video changes everything. For Heavy D and his tight-knit group of friends, it all started with a silly clip online. Nothing scripted, nothing polished, just raw energy and humor. That short video caught fire, spreading across Facebook and pulling in millions of views before they even realized what was happening. Suddenly, what had been a small circle of friends wrenching on trucks in Utah turned into a global conversation. The attention didn't just stop with social media. Jay Leno, the legendary late-night host and car enthusiast, saw their content and gave them a platform. That moment alone skyrocketed their credibility. Soon after, Discovery Channel came calling, offering a chance to turn their lifestyle into a full-blown TV show. Diesel Brothers was born, and the spark had officially ignited into a roaring flame. Overnight, they went from local mechanics to household names. Their over-the-top builds, prank-filled camaraderie, and insane giveaways made them impossible to ignore. But with that spotlight came new challenges. Fame doesn't just attract fans, it attracts critics. And in the years that followed, Heavy D would learn that the same trucks that made him famous could also bring the kind of attention nobody ever wants. With Diesel Brothers on Discovery Channel, Heavy D became the face of a phenomenon. The show wasn't your average car program. It was entertainment mixed with adrenaline, comedy, and jaw-dropping builds. Each episode pushed limits, whether it was transforming wrecked trucks into off-road beasts or giving away vehicles that fans could only dream about owning. Viewers tuned in not just for the trucks, but for the personalities. Heavy D's charisma and drive made him the natural leader, the guy who always had another outrageous idea waiting. But the magic wasn't only on screen. Off-camera, Heavy D and the crew grew their business empire. Sparks Motors and diesel sellers turned into booming operations, selling merch, building custom rigs, and feeding the culture they had built online. Heavy D's bold approach to marketing, mixing entertainment with giveaways, made fans feel like part of the journey. The rise seemed unstoppable. Social media clips racked up millions of views, celebrity shout-outs poured in, and Diesel Brothers became a name even non-gearheads recognized. Heavy D had turned his passion into a multi-million-dollar empire. But just as the success story hit its peak, a storm started brewing in the background, one that would test everything they had built. The trouble started with something that was core to their brand, diesel modifications. Rolling coal, spewing black smoke from trucks, was edgy, flashy, and a staple of their builds. But not everyone was laughing. In 2016, a group of Utah physicians filed a lawsuit claiming Diesel Brothers modifications violated the Clean Air Act. According to them, the trucks weren't just entertainment, they were harmful to the environment and public health. Heavy D and his crew suddenly found themselves battling more than internet trolls. The legal system was watching closely, and the penalties were no joke. By 2020, a federal judge ordered the Diesel Brothers to pay nearly $850,000 in fines. It was a shocking blow to a team that had been riding high just years before. Heavy D pushed back, claiming the lawsuits were exaggerated and that their intent was never malicious. Still, the headlines told a different story, and critics seized the opportunity to drag their reputation through the mud. For fans, it was hard to reconcile the fun-loving personalities with the serious legal trouble. But the lawsuit wasn't over. It was just the beginning of a fight that would continue for years, and it still isn't finished. Most controversies fade quickly in today's world, but for Heavy D, the emissions lawsuit didn't disappear. It dragged on for nearly a decade. Appeals, counters, and ongoing disputes kept the story alive. In many ways, the legal fight became just as much a part of Heavy D's public identity as the outrageous truck builds that made him famous. Supporters argued that the Diesel brothers were being unfairly targeted, a scapegoat for bigger battles over emissions and environmental laws. Critics claimed it was proof of reckless behavior. Either way, the spotlight never dimmed. Every update, every ruling, every fine made headlines, and Heavy D was at the center of it all. What made the situation even more striking was how Heavy D balanced it with business growth. While lawyers battled in courtrooms, he kept filming videos, building trucks, and connecting with fans. To outsiders, it almost looked like the lawsuits rolled right off his back, but insiders knew the stakes were enormous. Losing could mean financial disaster and permanent damage to the Diesel brothers' brand. Still, Heavy D never slowed down. In fact, he seemed to thrive under the pressure, shifting gears into new ventures that went far beyond television. When Discovery Channel's spotlight started to fade, Heavy D made sure his momentum didn't. YouTube became his new playground, and the results were massive. His channel exploded with more than 4 million subscribers and nearly 1 billion views, making him one of the most dominant automotive creators online. Unlike TV, YouTube gave him total control, letting him showcase wild builds, stunts, and behind-the-scenes moments without filters. But content was just one piece of the puzzle. Heavy D cemented his role as CEO of Diesel Sellers and Sparks Motors, expanding into merchandise, real estate, and even new tech ventures. Perhaps the boldest move came when he purchased the rights to the Nikola Badger truck project, signaling that he wasn't afraid to bet on the future, even if that future might be electric. By 2025, estimates put his net worth at around $10 to $11 million, much of it self-made from hustling opportunities and building businesses that went far beyond diesel culture. Heavy D had transformed himself from small-town mechanic to entrepreneur, entertainer, and influencer. Yet fans kept asking, with all the success and controversy behind him, what would Heavy D do next? The rumors hinted at something big. If there's one thing Heavy D loves, it's surprising people. Recently, fans have noticed hints of major changes. On Reddit and social media, whispers began about a fire sale of trucks, sparking speculation that he's clearing space for a bold new project. Some believe it's connected to his Nikola Badger acquisition, suggesting Heavy D could pivot from diesel to electric builds. That would be a shocking twist for a man whose career was built on roaring engines and thick black smoke. At the same time, Heavy D has hinted about expanding his empire beyond just vehicles. From real estate deals to potential collaborations with other influencers, he seems focused on diversifying. His YouTube content has also evolved, blending outrageous stunts with lifestyle storytelling, keeping fans engaged while reaching broader audiences. The unanswered question is simple. Will Heavy D double down on his diesel roots, or will he reinvent himself as the guy who brings electric trucks into the mainstream? Either way, his reputation guarantees that when he makes a move, people pay attention. For a man who thrives on unpredictability, the next chapter could be his most surprising yet, and fans are watching closely to see it unfold. So, who is Heavy D Sparks? He's a small-town mechanic who built an empire out of wild ideas, viral trucks, and an unstoppable drive. From Discovery Channel fame to legal battles and now bold new ventures, Heavy D has never played by the rules, and that's exactly why fans can't look away. Whether he sticks with roaring diesels or shifts gears into electric, one thing's certain, his next chapter will be just as unpredictable as his rise. If you want to see where Heavy D's story goes next, hit that subscribe button and join us for the ride.